briefly at one point. I find it a lot of fun. It has high replayability because Hey there. Hey, honey. Nice to meet you. Like I was just saying, just still getting started. So I'm going to create a new game. Let's delete this one. This is definitely a very fun game. I have not beat it yet. I don't remember how long I said I played it for. There's something that tracks it somewhere. I wonder if the still. Cool. Okay. So this game has some great tutorials, and I just gotta say that it's awesome for that. You do all your tutorials. There we go. Usually it's a lot easier to do certain things here. It's a little weird. But like I said, this has great tutorials in it. In one of the other games I'm playing with it, there is, I've gotten pretty hard, like really far in it. It wants me to do this. Resource. Apologize at first if I stop talking or something. Find it kind of hard to multitask, even though I do it all day. Not always well. I actually kind of compare this usually to No Man's Sky a bit, for the specific reason that it's a space exploration game. You're trying to find resources so that you can build various things. The more resources you find, the more things you're able to build. Yep. So your oxygen bar is right there at the top, as you can see. Why is this? There we go. That's really weird. Anyways. Oh, compare this to No Man's Sky. This game is definitely one of my top favorites. It's one I always come back to. I'm always working away at it little by little. One of the biggest things in this game is just follow the missions. You can definitely get off track and explore on your own. But, I mean, in some cases it's a lot more fun to just lose your train of thought, apparently. Just follow the missions, and you'll get the farthest that way. You'll get a lot of blueprints, you'll get a lot of bites. So you have resources in this game. There's two types of resources, solid and gas. The gas ones are more rare. You don't have to worry about those until, like, much later. Compound and resin are probably the two most common ones. that you will use like almost all the time. So one thing you can do with these platforms is you can lock them in place. I highly recommend doing that. They are very easy to move accidentally, especially once the computer starts figuring out or so exactly how you like to move and what you like to grab and all that. Sounds kind of weird, but I mean, it does kind of work that way. You want to connect platforms together for power. By doing that, you provide power to various platforms for various different things. What did it want? So if I hold down on right D-pad, I can go over here, and this is the... No, that is the research catalog. Here we go. VM printer slotted on. Okay. No, sorry, selected it. So each thing, every time you go to build something, it uses power. Power is this yellow you see here. If it's all the way up at the top, it's fully charged and has a ton of power. And if you're getting that much power, you're doing something right, for sure. Because it is usually very difficult to get that much power. With right stick, that'll change your view. Can be very helpful. There's some times where you'll get yourself in positions where it's more difficult to get around unless you can actually see where you're going. Let's see here. Move that over there. Research chamber. Research chamber. Research chambers are extremely helpful. So in this game, you have this research catalog. In order to get different blueprints, you have to spend bytes. You get bytes by completing missions or by researching certain things. So as you can see here, because this requires a lot of power, there's some red here on the platform. And that's because what it really wants me to do is create a generator, which I need compound for. So, in general, compound is definitely one of the things you want to stock up on. There are other ways to get resources, though. There's something called the soil centrifuge. You actually unlock the blueprint by doing one of the missions. And for that, you only need containers filled with soil. So it wants me to generate that, and generators require organic material to operate. And that adds it to the network, and so now that the big printer is moving faster. Soil centrifuge requires that, which... Beacons are extremely helpful because of the fact you can use them to mark different things. So if I want to mark my base as that color, now when I go somewhere else, I'll always see it in the distance as that color. So I've just got 2 blueprints for doing that. So like this one, eyes on lithium, I can't do until I go to the planet. Excuse me. Vesta or Novus. And there are different planets out there. You'll see them rotating around the planet here. This planet sometimes, like, that's a planet. I don't know which one that is, or that one. There's a smaller planet. There's a moon that actually orbits this one that has some good resources on it. But you can actually go all the way down to the core of a planet, if you really want to. Now, one of the other ways you can get resources in this game is via scrap. So if the scrap is small enough, I'll just be able to pick it up, and put it there to pre-bundle. Now, I do want to be careful because I am running out here where I don't have any power. Like you hear a ding there, saying you're getting low on power or oxygen. Okay, this is what you need to put into the research chambers. You will see it has that microscope symbol on it, which means it needs to go into the research chamber. So right there, in other words. And then I have to turn this on, and it will take 5 minutes 36 seconds to process 450 bytes. So now another thing I will do, especially with all that, you can put a generator on there and it'll automatically grab organic material. Now as soon as you have a one of those containers full that uses the holds the dirt that's on the upper right hand corner there, you can then smooth out ground. You can change what you're doing basically, or you can use it like this just to harvest tons of organic material. Now, even if I fill up, if I start getting more than what I can actually hold, it'll start just dropping on the ground. Now, what I gotta remember is I still am able to store stuff there. So the best thing for me to do, or one of them for now, is to put that there. Soil canister. Get another one as well. There's also pretty good music in this game too, so it can make it very not boring for the most part. The game only really gets repetitive a bit. I mean, you are trying to do the same thing over again like you are in No Man's Sky. But you keep on coming across various problems or solutions or that sort of stuff. Fill up there? Yeah, okay, I'm full on that. So I am trying to find these research samples. Wow, I'm very full. There's different ways I can deal with these. I can carry them over one by one if I have too many. Or I could make a platform and then carry them all on that platform. In time, I will get other things such as tractors and such that I will be able to build. But for now, that is not the case. So I want a smelting furnace. So I would go on here. Oh, I will need a boost and a drill mod. So that's 1,000, that's 1,000, I've got 2,000. Shredder. There's a couple sensors here, you don't really need those. Different types of generators, platforms. Here's a tractor, but it requires aluminum, which I won't be able to get for a bit. I wonder what the fault finder is. That's new on me. Smelting furnace. That also means I need a large platform, but the specific type I like. Resin. I don't think I have resin on me. Yep, I need more resin. Kind of exhausted this area over here. So I tend to either run or walk until it runs out, and then over time figure out the exact length you need to be before you stick another one out. Oh, apparently B. I want tethers. Yes. Now these here are specific types of bounce vine, but they're hazardous. These things will attack me if I get too close. That. Definitely. It's only the flora. There's no animals or anything around that will hurt you. That was one of my initial fears. It was like, oh shit, what's out there? But yeah, no, this is awesome. So I'm thinking I will be playing this one for a couple weeks. I am not 100% sure yet. This is kind of my tester week. If you have a favorite game that you like, I would love to hear about it. Especially if it's one you don't find a lot of other people like, or know about in general. A lot of the games I know about, like this one, not a lot of other people do. Oh shit, there's graphite. I love graphite. Graphite is a very helpful thing because of the simple fact that these packages that you can make. Which means I can then usually you only find it in small chunks in the beginning. I don't even know if I'll have enough to do what I want with it. Yes, that dink noise you just heard was graphite. And it fell, of course. Okay. Where is... There it is. So you can always store one extra thing than normal. In this case, it's a packager. And I'm not going to need that, though, until I actually find more. I don't remember what type of resource it is. So, one of the things I could do right here is I could hit turn on, change this to black, because that's the color of some of the resources right here. Stick that like right there. And now I know where that is. Okay, I do want that. So where's my base? Shit. So one of my favorite things to do, especially when I start having the ability to produce tons of graphite, excuse me, is to make these medium platforms, like this one over here, that has the organic stuff on it. Mainly because of the fact that with this graphite, let's see. Three things in tethers. Wants me to find something, I think that's why. Oh yeah. So there's these exo research aid units, and you either have to attach them to a power source or find a specific type of resource. And when I find that, I'll get a buggy, which will allow me to explore things even more so and faster. So with the smelter, it wants me to smelt something. Oh, it wants me to smelt that. Oh yeah, I wanted resin, which of course I don't have. Let's see here. So I can actually plug that in there. Stick that over there. Then I can drop off some of this, because I really only need one. Oh no, that's a so I'm going to stick this here, the medium printer there. At least two resin. Let's see here. We want to move that there. Okay. So over time, you will find. Oh, you see that over there? That. Ah, here we go. So I will show you something now. Some of the research items you will find underneath stuff. So this is great for using a packager. Ta-da! Now it's tiny. And I can just store it on my backpack. Occasionally, you will find these tunnels going down. Oh, that's not a tunnel, actually. It's just a dead end. But you will eventually find actual tunnels. However, this find is great because these are things that I can use to okay, now I have, you can only really have 5 of those in a section, but I want this because this will provide power whenever the wind blows. Which makes things a ton easier when you're able to produce your own power instead of just always having a generator run, because eventually I will run out of organic stuff. So I can stick this for now right there. I can bring the research item I have out, which means I then gotta take that off. And boom. So when it's done researching that thing, it'll switch over to that thing. Right now, I'm trying to collect that research stuff. One of the things I want to do here is make a line over to these. Oh, there's a capsule over there. Perfect. So for this stuff, I'm trying to find these pumpkin plants. And then I plant the pumpkin seeds, which took me a minute to figure out. And Then what that did for me, what that does for you is then it produces a specific type of resource. Okay, so let's dig up some of these. So if you want to get rid of something, you just dig all the earth out from underneath it. That doesn't matter as much as this does. So these things are literally curious items that fire up to the sky, and the whole sky lights up. There's part of the sky you can see that it's kind of shattered, that belt there. These lights can actually be very helpful. But more of that later. See if I can't find a pumpkin plant. So in the beginning, getting around is slow, like many games. You're starting out, you're just trying to figure things out. A lot of times you don't know what's what. Because I have another game going, I do actually know that is ammonia, this stuff here. A lot of the stuff you can identify eventually just by look. So when I see certain types, I will get very excited because they are either rare or they're very helpful. Those shells right now are somewhat helpful. One of the things I am looking for is you will find crashed ships, for lack of a better, like parts of ships, like this big round cylinder looking thing, which is extremely helpful because of the simple fact that you will be able to salvage a lot from them, and a lot of valuable parts. Now, for instance, this thing right here, this power cell, if I happen to run out of power, it'll slowly start using that. Got some power extenders over here. These things right here. That thing. Power extenders. Allows me, extends your ability to use power, like, literally distance-wise. Ooh, even better. I think I know what this is. This might just be another platform over here. But, nope. This is one of the special platforms that you can sometimes find. And, oh, even better, medium solar panel. Starting the day, I would be able to find certain things. Yeah. You see that glass ball up there, and I'll be able to get around much faster. Man can grab things. Usually it does. It does it very well. Okay, this is a natural landing area. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of stuff. This is like where a base used to be, basically. Oh man, you got great resources just kind of sitting around here. This thing is a gravity globe. I can use this to get around, supplies its own oxygen. Amazing. Especially for finding first thing in the game here. Oh wow, do they have a full oxygen meter right here? No, okay. So when you come across debris like this stuff, a lot of it won't be working, but there will be components of it that will be working or will be available to you. Like here's a small solar panel thingy. I will be able to store stuff up there, but I'd rather store it down here. This dynamite right here. Oh, so that's the other thing. If I bring this up, there's a compass. This compass will show me where different things are. The purple dot there is something I'm trying to get to off over there. Right now there's nothing else I can show you there. I can just tap the right D-pad again to make that go away. Yeah, I want the dynamite. Dynamite can be used to open exo... Might be the thing I'm actually looking for. But there's these exo boxes that actually allow you to... let's see, can I see any? Not. They give you exo chips, which are naturally extremely helpful. There we go. Turn that on. Oh, the other thing I can do here, if I hit the right bumper, I can actually make it so I can raise material up, which will be really helpful for getting on top of that. So, whatever... Oh, and then I can do this thing, which would make it smooth out. And now I can jump up here. So now I could really store things up here if I wanted to. That way I know exactly where everything is that I want. That's just debris, that's more debris. So with all this debris, there will definitely be things that will be valuable to me over time, but most of it will not be valuable right away. Perfect. I can grab Melkite, which is copper material. Oh, I only need 2 more of that. I think they're all pumpkin themed because of Halloween having been so close. I need to drop one. There we go. I have another slot. Except I want... Oh, nope, now I don't have any more. Okay. Perfect time to use that gravity globe to go back. Grab that. Not there. Okay. Now I can jump in this. So the only problem with this is you really can't bump into anything. You can't hit A and jump with it. But I can simply completely ignore the path I've been taking. Go a different way. There's a battery path over there. About a handful of more towers. Perfect. This is going to make getting around a lot easier as long as I don't need to button anything up. Stick all that stuff on there. That there. That. There is a... Is there something down there? Okay. Research item right there. Okay, that means I have a lot of bytes. Yep, I have 2,820. So now I want to boost. That's right, I was going to do that. Now I can go over to the B-size platform. That's right, I saw that battery. this needs to be refined. The dynamite on the gun thingammy. That. So we are running at very high power right now, simply because of the stuff we got going. I will be grunting a bunch. I apologize because I just had a medical procedure done. I have this genetic disorder known as Klinefelter syndrome. What should I call it? I am what's known as 47XXY. It means I have an extra X on my XY chromosome. It means I can't produce testosterone naturally. Yes, I was born a guy. Wondering that. It is actually very common. However, not many people catch it. So as a result, not many guys know it exists. So if someone's having testosterone problems, that is probably why. There's a lot of things that contribute to that. But as a result, I have to have a specific procedure done when I can afford it, and when I can't afford it is only if I have health insurance. Spending, okay. Compound and I can also pick this up and move it to wherever I need to go. So it's been some semi-painful process, but at the same time, it's worth it because of the fact that I don't have to worry about testosterone. Because the cheapest way to do this is with by taking a shot yourself. The problem with that is that your hormones are then fluctuating all over the damn place, and that's not good. It really sucks when that happens. I think this is the direction. Yeah, this is the direction I came from. Perfect. Okay, here we have a research sample. Research samples are very helpful. These are more of just a curiosity thing. I have collected them in the past. I haven't really found a use for them at this point. So they're just kind of a fun thing to collect, I think, more than anything. In other words, nothing. Still need a medicine. So occasionally I like to play what I would deem non-violent games like this one, where for the most part you're not really doing anything violent. It's just fun. It's relaxing. I really enjoy it. Okay, perfect. That one goes down. So I'm not going to go all the way down because I know what to expect. Because because basically the ground's going to give out here in a minute. If I go too far down. Really? Yeah, maybe not. Usually these... There it is. Okay. So now you can kind of see down there a bit. Actually, I could... Oh man, there's a ladder right there. Spiral light. Man. Good spot to go. Okay, I like making these ramps, because then you can actually go down without falling. Eventually you'll have access to vehicles, and then eventually you'll have access to a train rail system, which is amazing, because then you can get around really fast, and the only part that takes time is where you are building the train tracks and everything. Now, you will want to pay attention, because there are plants underground here that will want to release a gas that will create a gas cloud that will come towards you. And so you want to stay away from that. Oh, and then, of course, there's the dagger thing. Dagger roll, those things. They will kill you by putting spikes through you, because they are literally have daggers, basically. See if I can spot something dangerous before it. Those things won't, like, jump out at you or anything, which is nice. But some of the stuff will actually fire projectiles at you or do that sort of thing. This out. And these will stick to whatever surface you put them on, which is really helpful, especially when making that sort of thing, because I can take this, stick it on any surface, including the ground. So that way, when I eventually make roads and stuff, or my vehicles won't, like, smack into them or anything. Okay. Run off here. This is spiralite. Use it to make zinc, which is usually battery related. Oh. Making a lot before I make anything. There we go. Oh, now I have a bunch. Okay, so it was showing laterites over there. And they do kind of throw off the, just like that, so you gotta be careful of that sometimes. Now you can either plant those seeds again, or let them go pop, which going pop, at least in the beginning, is better, until you actually need them for something. Bingo, laterite. I do want laterite. Because laterite, I think, is aluminum? And aluminum is how you build some of the vehicles and such in this game. If I remember correctly, which I'm pretty sure I do. Okay. And anyways, one of my goals was to refine laterite, so that'll work well. Once again, I forgot her resin. Okay, so now we'll put this on here. That on there. There we go. So that blue thing you can see glowing off in the distance, that's one of the objectives. That is one of the, whatchamacallit? What do I call it? Yeah, I'll show you eventually. To get rid of my other. Why are they calling me at this hour? Whatever. We got a battery in that. Time to go make fire. Find some materials and get some stuff I need. Welcome. Thank you for joining me for No Man's Sky, or No Man's Sky, Astroneer. Gotta get the name right. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay, so now I can take off this. Okay, this is how you smelt and refine various things. So get a lot of this stuff set up. Not that. That's going to draw a lot of power. Still more resin. Yeah, resin is like one of the most valuable. Between that and compounds, they are some of the most valuable resources. Okay, copper. Copper is what I need. So for the drill mod, I can store boost mod, I need zinc. It's making zinc right now. So with these mods, what I can do is I can put them over here on this gun. Okay, just completed something there. These are also extremely useful to put on tractors. Wow, I just gave me a ton of missions. The auto arms are extremely helpful because you can have them something like smelting a whole bunch, and then it's grabbing those and putting them somewhere else for you. Okay, so I need ceramic and zinc. There's the boost mod. Fuel mod. Sweet. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to unlock the tractor. Where's the tractor? Need a 2 aluminum for that. Oops, sweet, so I need 2 aluminum and then a whole bunch of aluminum and compound for making the trailers, and then I want even more resin for that as well. And the main way you save in this game is you enter your shelter. There we go, there's the soil centrifuge. Okay. This is another large enemy. Sometimes these things, you can just kind of move them off, pop something else on while you're trying things out. So for this, what I can do with this is I can tell it I want a certain something. So in this case, I want resin. There it is. It's good to have this because if you're making compound, organic, or resin, then you'll make 8 of it at a time. Organic, resin, or compound. Once you get over to clay, you can make 6 of it out of 2 canisters of soil. Quartz you can make 4, graphite 2, and ammonium 1, and that's based on how rare they are, more than anything. Yes. When it's done, they should all come out on that one platform. Once it uses up all the soil. Boom! Now I've got 8 resin to play with. I can even stick that up there. My other one. I found it at times very helpful to use on that. Do that, and then your printer will automatically have what it needs. And I can even make this so that it automatically makes... Oops. I don't want this thing over. There we go. Oh shit, I don't want to make that. Want large platforms. Now it will automatically make large platforms until it runs out of material. my apologies there. A friend called me. She's driving in the dark with her lights not working properly, so I figured I'd get out and talk to her. Okay. Let's see. So the mountains is a good place to usually look for zinc. You can always look it up, so if you go to this screen here, and you go over to here, Astroneer Basics, this will give you a lot of the tutorials and stuff. This will tell you about the planets, what they have on them, the hazards, what sort of power is best. So for instance on Disolo, sun is better because wind is low. Sun is very high on Calidor, and there's almost no wind on there, whereas on Glacio, the sun is very low and the wind is very high. So it really depends on the planet and what you can find there in terms of what you want to use. Let's see. Still am looking for one of those ships. Or, no, I don't want to do. I want this one. I did find a pumpkin. Oh wow, this has a lot of... Just that, no fireworks. I'll find like everything else but what I want to find, but that's not a terrible thing. Not finding the exo box or any of the exo containers. I think the exo containers though typically are underground, so that's probably why I'm not finding those. Do not need... Oh, let's just light this damn thing off. And when you see the ground like cracked up like this, you do have to be careful sometimes, especially when you see those tall spires. Because here we are at the crevices area, which the drop is significantly far down, and if you happen to fall down there without the means of making oxygen, then you're screwed. Because you will die, and then you'll have to figure out a way to get down there and retrieve it and all that. Ooh, there's graphite up there, I think. I know where I'm going next. That research sample is worth 1,000 bytes, and will take 4 minutes to process. Okay. This is a squash seed, sturdy squash seed. And it'll slowly, well, quickly actually, grow into a pumpkin. And then when I have enough of them, I can stick them in that thing over there, possibly with something else. Do I have any tethers? No. There's one thing. I have the boost was thinking of the beacon. So there's our sturdy squash. If I harvest it, get another seed to plant. Then I get this thing, sturdy squash sample. So let's figure out what we need. Make these things. There we go. Sometimes they'll drop these too, which are research samples. Now, with these, you can either scan them right away, or you can wait to scan them using the using your research chamber. Which is kind of what I'm doing right now. So I can do sturdy squash sample and a mutant spiny Atatica seed. What's that? Or elegant flower seed. Might be these that are producing those. Let's see what Since I got two of these right next to each other, actually, let's try to dig this out and carry it over. Perfect. So now I can take this over to my base. Don't have to worry about being near a whole bunch of dangerous stuff. Oh, I can still do two sturdy squash samples. So now there's one sitting there. Just gotta wait for that to grow. Seems to only grow when the sun's out. Which makes sense. Okay, you see how this thing, my oxygen filter thing, is now empty. So now I'm gonna put that over here with any other ones I find as kind of like a junk area thingammy. Which right now the best way to get that is probably through this thing. I can use this to play. Six. Okay. I don't need you yet. Automatically wear those down until it produces something. And that something is what I will use on the, so this gives 51 bytes, whereas this gives me now 28. So it gives you half if you just simply scale it. So now it just gave me squashel, which is a liquid form. So if I happen to get a liquid container, it's like a biofuel. Drill mod, the boost mod. Now we will have white mod. That's going to allow a rocket to come down of sorts. Specifically, it's things like this water line should have. So depending on how many points I have, the goal is to have 8,000, and I get a special hard suit, first impact, and a biofuel throwback bundle. I don't even know what that is. But you need certain things. This, and all of these have a symbol. So I get 15 points for the squashel line. If it is a... so... Hydrangea. Need to figure out what the other ones mean. First things first, let's go over here. I want that graphite. Plus, there's actually some up on this mountain, looks like. That's good. Sometimes you'll also find these tunnels going through the mountains. Probably should have gone for tethers. Yeah, that's definitely graphite. Everything has a distinct look to it. Okay, I need more compound before I do this. Also, if your character gets enough of an angle, he will it will slide down the mountain. And ammonia? Picked. And each resource will make a different sound when you gather it. There we go. Nope. Even dropped one. Okay. Did I store anything at all? No. Actually, if anything, I really want to see here is the resin. So what that ends up, the scrap and such gets used for is you put it in a shredder, and that way it automatically that way it gets ground down into scrap, and then you can put that on a trade rocket, different than the event rocket, which I already called in, so that it can you can then sell it basically for stuff. So in the beginning you need a lot of this medium storage. Definitely use. T platform, there it is. 2 resin for that. I think I accidentally... one of those or something. There. Welcome to the stream, whoever's watching. This is, as I'm sure you know, Astroneer. Very fun game. Playing it on and off for a long time. I know what I need to do. I want tethers. Oops. There it is. Exact reason why I'm running out of oxygen. So the problem with having all these mods on here is that they all drain power. So the boost mod, and that does 0.75, this is 0.25, and this is 0.5, so all, it's 1.5 at a time. Let's see here. Okay, that's researching that. I still want graphite. Okay, so when that's done, I can always transfer it over here to this. there. Battery. I think I actually want the battery. Of course, that is one of the problems with having all these mods. You can never make the gun you have big enough for it to have all the different mods, but you certainly can give yourself a variety. I'm talking about this thing here. So it's got 1, 2, 3 on it. Because they're lit up, but I can always toggle them on or off. Like this thing draws a fair amount of power. So actually, stick that up there for now. Okay, now I can afford 2 graphite. I'll make it go a little faster. No, I still want that. Aluminum. There. That's right. Okay. So I wanted to build over here to this mountain. So, yeah. Here's honestly the best way to do anything. Find an angle that works for you and paint that angle everywhere. So this isn't the best one. There's this one. Oh, that's definitely way too steep. This, I can make bridges and all sorts of stuff. Generally speaking, I use it for making paths. graphite can be used to make packages, and packaging is probably one of the best things in this game, in my personal opinion. Okay, packager. Those of you who haven't seen this, you can just place this on any item, and it really depends on the size of the item. In this case, it'll knock it down to a one-size slot, so I can stick it in my backpack. Which is awesome, because that means I can then take a lot of things that size. Still... So usually what I'll try to do is I'll try to grab a whole bunch of packagers. I did not actually want to make one. Okay, well, anyways. This is still too steep. It's steep, but not way too steep. There we go. Oops. So I go like that. Just don't want to do that too far. Okay. Used up. There we go. So I want to keep on doing this. Trying to make it so that you have like a perfect meet between the two is kind of hard because this is like a round surface versus definitely not round surface type of thing. But you eventually find. Oh wow, this is a lot of it too. This is perfect. Ew. Shit. The world. So now I have these packagers. I just don't really have anything to use them for. Just until I get down below again. Okay. Sweet, I can actually kind of pick them up and put them in baskets. That's nice. Can actually put that there. Means I can grab that. Perfect. So let's continue with this slot. This seems to be an angle. I'll take it all the way down the mountain as much as I can. So for the most part, when you do this, you are actually using up soil, but in some cases, you're digging it out just enough. You are actually getting some soil. You can also get, eventually, drills for your tractors and pavers as well, which can be pretty darn sweet. So sweet. So where did it go? Wind turbine thingy I had. Said before, it can be very difficult to get everything all lined up. Yeah. Okay. Another one. And another one. Okay. So I got 5 of these bad boys. It's 2 of them, can just kind of sit there. Or not. The better idea would be for them to have a bigger, actually, I'll make a large printer. The compound. That way we try not to compound them. I need to focus on getting more power-related things. So what I need now are more batteries. Which you need zinc for. Which of course I'm all out of. Okay, let's see here. Okay, perfect. Now we have a large printer. Okay, this is where we'll get the big blueprints. However, I need to unlock stuff first. This one is the ones I like. Oh, shit. I keep on forgetting to look at the requirements. So 2 compound, 2 strength. That one. You know what? It would actually be better to just get another research chamber going. So I need 2 compound. I forgot I have a meeting now, so I will be getting off. But I shall talk to people later. Like I said, still working on the stream, trying to figure things out, process in the making, but I should have a schedule up for next week, this weekend, so I'll actually be able to tell people when I'm doing stuff. So thank you for those of you that were watching. Looks like I have 2 viewers right now, and so whoever you are, thank you very much, and I shall see you next time.